Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann coming to you from Woodstock, Georgia, where I own CrossFit The Garage and a couple other businesses that are sometimes are good, sometimes they're bad. So the podcast is Fitness, Food, and Finance, and maybe Evan will jump in here for a surprise hello. And today I'm going to talk to you about the intended stimulus. So we got a lot of new people in the gym. January is usually a good time for us, but February and March are usually better as people realize the gym sucks. So I'm going to go through why we do what we do. I've talked about this. I probably talk about the intended stimulus way too much, but many people don't hear it. So I'm going to throw this out. I'll probably add it to the rotation of when I send you guys stuff, I pick a podcast or something that I think we should hear. And so this is it, the intended stimulus. What is it? Why do I care? Why do I push it? Okay. So when you program, especially when you're programming for a vast amount of people, you have to pick a standard. So typically we call that RX. So let's see, for today's workout, the day's the 26th. The workout was, here it is right here. So the workout is 21-15-9 of double dumbbell box step overs and pull-ups. RX plus is chest to bar. Okay. So he writes that down. But then below it says, here's the intended stimulus. I want you to be able to complete this in 4 to 7 minutes. So let's call it 5:30. You should finish this at 5.5 minutes. The pull-ups in 1 to 3 sets each round. So let's go back to look at that. 1 to 3 sets. So if I did if I did sevens, that would probably work out, right? So as long as I could do 7 pull-ups. So now I'm breaking down this like, okay, so if he wants in 5.5 minutes and I can't really do pull-ups, I already know I need to change the workout, right? So is it the movement? Or is it the time domain? The answer is yes, it's all of it. How much can I keep the stuff the same and then use scales and modifications to hit what they're asking for to get the stimulus out of the workout so that tomorrow's workout next and next and next make a bit more sense, okay? So 1 to 3 sets each round. So could I do 7 pull-ups? Yes, typically when I do 21, it's more 8, 7, 6. I just like that framework. And then 15, I may do the same sort of thing and do 6, 5, 4. I just like that framework. So 1 to 3 sets, I can knock those out pretty good. I can do butterfly pull-ups. Yes, I'll be quick on this. I could probably do all 21 and 15 together, but I know my arms would hurt later tomorrow, so I wouldn't do that. So in here, it doesn't say, make your arms hurt tomorrow. That's not the stimulus, right? Next part, it says, no more than 1 break each round for the step overs. So this will be the tough part for me. It says a 50-pound, 2 50-pound dumbbells. Actually, is it? Yeah, double dumbbell. 2 50-pound dumbbells on a 20-inch box. I can't do that, especially with my knee. It's going to take me a lot longer and not just longer, but it's going to take me more to make that. So I'm already now going to be like, hey, what does intermediate look like? It's still 21-15-9, but the dumbbell weight drops down to 35 pounds for guys on a 20-inch box. I'm like, okay, that's more manageable, more acceptable for the time domain that they're saying and the stimulus. 1 break. I don't think I would need to really break at all. It's just getting down with my knee. I have an injury. I want to preserve rule number 2, right? Rule number 1 is show up. Rule number 2 is don't do anything stupid today to prevent you from showing up tomorrow. So I'm going to preserve rule 2. Now, ring rows. Yeah, I'm okay. I can do pull-ups. So the intermediate plus is pull-ups. So I'm going to do the intermediate plus option today for this workout because that's actually today's the ice day, which I went outside and my driveway is icy, but I don't know, like I've seen some pictures that when you're in the shade, they're icy. So you just got to be careful. So it's very much where do you live and what does the roads look like for you? Anyway, so this is me editing the workout for myself to hit the stimulus. The intended stimulus, it's when you take a drug, you don't just take a drug for the drug's sake. You take the drug for the intended effect, right? So the intended effect of the workout, the shocking thing that I need you to do is, and this is what they're aiming for. So let's go to another workout. So I'm going to go to, what else to be, Sunday? I mean, not many of us do Sunday workouts, but all right, the workout is, the RX version is every 2 minutes for 8 rounds, so 16-minute workout, 6 shuttle runs, and then max wall ball shots. Oh, you know what? I should have changed this one to my Karen now, but whatever. Anyway, so you've got a buy-in, then your score is the number of wall ball shots that you get. And let's see. So the intended stimulus, where is it? There it is right there. So intended stimulus says a shuttle run should be 45 seconds to a minute. So it's 25 feet out and back. That's our section. So yeah, that doesn't take very long at all. I can almost walk that in 45 seconds. So yeah, it's totally fine. Then it's saying I want to have at least a minute or more for wall ball shots. Well, yeah. So if I can do the shuttle run, then yes, that's already occurring. So I'm good to go. Then it says I want at least 12 wall ball shots. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to think about this. If I probably could do 12 and then be done and rest, but there really is no rest in this unless you go like, hey, I'm just gonna do 12 and then rest. So what do I want to do? Do I want to try to do 12 so I can get it done? Or smarter would be do a set of 5, a set of 4, right? Or a set of 6, a set of 5, something a little bit smaller. Because I know that when you burn yourself out, it's hard to come back. So could I do the RX version of this? The answer is yes. What does the intermediate version say? Well, it's a lighter wall ball. So I would overdo it, right? So the wall ball wouldn't be heavier enough. So they're looking for 12 plus. I suppose what you could do here is like how many? 12 plus what? So if you said, well, 12 to 100, that's way too big, right? So the weight of the ball kind of matters, but I can see whereas if you had like a big games athlete, 20 pounds, 14 pounds as a guy, they don't care. They're like, it's the same thing. I'm going to crush this no matter what. Okay, so yes, I could do the RX version. I would do everything that they're saying. I might fail on the wall balls over time if I do too many together. So it's 16 minutes, 8 rounds. So 8 would be 96. See how I did that math? Jamie, if you're listening, brain math right there on the podcast. So 96 wall balls in a row, not in a row, but for the workout. So that's something to consider. So I know when I do Karen's 150 wall balls, I can do it in about 8 minutes. So yeah, 4 minutes to do 150, half of that is 75. So, yeah, that's doable, right? So now I can do this backward math. Can I hit the stimulus? Can I do the workout that he said? Yes. And why? Again, the real question is why, but I'm going to show you how you hit the stimulus. Let me do one more how, and then I'm going to talk about some why. So Saturday's workout, it was 2 rounds for time, 40 calorie row or 50 calorie row if you're a guy, 40 burpees. Oh wait, that's Fridays, isn't it? No, that sounds like it was Fridays as well. Oh, that's because I went on Saturday. I don't normally go on Saturday, but I did. I wanted to go to the clean clinic. Okay, so 50 calorie row, 40 burpees, and then 30 knees to elbows. That's some skill, knees to elbows. That's kind of tough. Why do they keep putting it in there? Because in the open, knees to elbows and toes to bar always show up. In the open's about around the corner. Okay. So it says, hey, do this sub 18. I remember Matt gave a 25-minute cap, so that's good because it should end. Like when someone says, they yell out time, and you're like, great, it took you 59 minutes. RX, good job. That's not a good job at all. It should never take you 59 minutes unless the workout is go run a 10K. We did that the other day. There were 3 of them that said, I would like to row a 10K. I'm like, great, stop listening to me. Get on the rower and just start rowing because it's going to take you an hour. And they did. I think they finished in like 50 minutes. So that was good. Anyway. All right, row should be less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 50 calories on the row. Yep, I can do that. Continuous movement through the burpee is 4 minutes or less. Yep, that's fine with me. I can do burpees. Okay, this 4 minutes or less is good. I don't have to change that one. Knees to elbows in sets of 5 plus for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So yeah, so it's at 30. I could do 5. Knees to elbow. Yep, I can do that as well. So I wouldn't have to change this workout. So I'm hitting their intended stimulus. The hard one is probably in here going to be the knees to elbow. You're going to either I can't do that or my core is going to give out. So the intermediate version drops it down to knees above hips. Just lift them up. Yeah, I think I could do that. Okay, so I can hit their intended stimulus without changing much of anything. But 20 years of CrossFit has taught me I can make these movements. It's not a problem for me, right? Okay, so why? Why are we hitting the intended stimulus? Why is it important? The gains that you get from following your body's demands are much greater than just lifting for or moving for move's sake, right? We want to train. So in this workout, somebody is going to say the hardest part in there is knees to elbows. That's right. They're going to feel it. Somebody else is going to say the hardest part is the burpees. You know me, I'm at 5'8" and a tiny bit of change, probably no more change. I'm probably 5'7" and change now. The hardest part for me is the row. And you're like, wait, what? The row? Yeah, that's the hardest one for me. Why? Knees to elbows is a gymnastic-y thing that I can do. That's not a problem. Burpees, I've said it for 20 years. I love burpees. Therefore, I love burpees. I don't, but I love them. And I can do this. It won't be a problem. The row is the pain portion. Everybody's pain portion is different. And that really is the beauty. So if you look at the intended stimulus and you know where you're going to have problems, this is going to fix that more than anything else. So I'll take like Matt Janda and myself. We would look at this workout and he's going to go, yes, it is very breathy. I'm going to say it's not breathy at all. I can do all that and maintain a pretty good, because that's not a problem for me, right? We go to the other workout where it was the cleans. Where were we? Shoot. I don't know. We had a clean workout. Like, golly, what did we do the other day? And he threw down some serious, like the heavy. We did a heavy workout. It was front squats and back squats and then press, and push jerk. Matt was like, yeah, that was totally easy. Yes, it was heavy because I built up, but his heavy was like times 10 my heavy, right? Because he's super strong and strength is my weakness. And so our bodies are looking for a different thing inside of CrossFit to eventually aim to the same thing. I'm athletic and I can do just about everything. That is CrossFit's goal. CrossFit is not making you a super marathon runner. I go out and do these long races because I can, not because I train for it, because CrossFit allows me to do things that are difficult. No, I am not the best, but I rise to the top and do pretty well because of CrossFit. It aims you towards an athletic build that allows you to do. It does not aim you towards the uber lift that you could make. So we did a clean clinic. David and I were talking at D&D. He's like, yeah, so one thing that I really harped on was how to use your hips to bring the bar up. Do we need to do that? No. We're not Olympic lifters. We just need to move the bar up and down mostly effectively. But just like in running, if you hug the curves and you're more efficient, you're doing less work to get more results. So if you can pop it off your hips, that is a more efficient movement to get more work done, right? So work is weight times distance divided by time. So if I can lift more weight up and over my head, maybe even faster, then I'm doing more work and I have more power output, right? Okay, so the intended stimulus is ideas to drive you to results. Your results are going to look kind of different depending on where you are and what you're struggling with. All right, let me back up with some data. Okay, so we did some PR stuff. I did a whole podcast on that. We had a lot of lifting PRs, and we don't lift that much. We had a lot of movement PRs, and we move all the time, but like a named workout. And the reason is the stimulus of the workouts is I'm generally fit. So everything's going to move up. I don't have to deadlift all the time for my deadlift to go up. Now, there are skill things like toes to bar that you do need to practice. So you can't get away with like a year of not doing a skill and be like, why am I not any better? Because it's a skill. So there's the difference in that stuff, right? So what I would aim you at is the time domain that they're asking for is more important than the loads that they're asking for. They've got to put something out there to give a standard. If we could do it and everyone had numbers and the numbers were drilled in there from like your 1 rep max, then we would make it all percentage based. I tried that at one point. Oh man, it was probably like 8 years ago. I did almost like 6 months of programming where every lift and every movement, not every, but a lot of them, all the weighted stuff was a percentage of, and it worked out great for the people like me who had well-established percentages. It did not work out great for people like me who no longer can hit those well-established percentages, right? Or my 1 rep maxes are going to be ultimate PRs. I don't think I'm going to pass many of those ever. And so doing 70% of my back squat 1 rep max, that's probably my new 1 rep max, right? So it didn't work out well for that. It also did not work out well for people who are brand new who didn't have those numbers. And they're like, well, what should I do? I'm like, well, shoot, I don't even have a guideline because I put your 1 rep max, right? So I should have some sort of guideline. So it was interesting, but I won't do it again. It did not work the way I intended because not everybody is logged and knows their stuff or wears the wearables and all that. So it just doesn't work well. Okay, so the time domain is way more important than the loading. The time domain is almost more important than the gymnastics skill in the terms of you need to make a decision. Am I looking for the intended stimulus of the workout or do I want to practice a thing? I think sometimes it is super wise to say, I'm going to do double unders in this workout because I have seen it with my own eyes. Like we did rope climb and I think it was Melissa. Maybe Melissa Moss went up was it Melissa? Oh, nabbit. Who was it? It might have been you, Melissa. I'm going to say it's you. I don't remember who it was. It was so long ago. But whoever it was, she went up the rope and she looked over and I saw her. I'm like, good job. She's like, I'm going to keep going. I was like, definitely do not keep going. She went halfway. She came down. Like, that's the way to do it. So sometimes the brain-body connection happens. That neurological adaptation happens while you're in the movement. And I love that. So that's great. Not always, but it does happen. So I'm like, hey, sometimes you should try that. So what else would I tell you on this one? So there is a demand or an idea of rest and when should I? Some people push too hard and some people rest too much. What's the middle and how do I get there? Now, what I'm not saying is you shouldn't rest. No. But I'm saying with this intended stimulus, can you hit it, but without taking like I want to do heavier, I want to go longer, I want to do whatever. And now you're taking like really long breaks. It's like when you do too many push-ups in a row, you just can't do more, right? So you've changed what this push-up max is. You want to edit the workout so the rest makes sense in terms of the workout, right? So if I've only got 2.5 minutes to do the row, I'm not going to all of a sudden rest in the middle of the row. I want to do the row appropriately. So I don't either need to, because it's the row. It's not, you shouldn't have to rest. But also when I step off, I'm going to breathe and then go, right? So you need to understand it about yourself. You may even change the distance or the calories of the row to make sure this thing can happen, right? So rest is important, but appropriate rest. This is why it tells you it's like no more than 3 breaks or something, right? So what does that look like? Well, what do your breaks look like? Some people's breaks are like, and that's it, and they go. Some people's breaks are, I went to the bathroom, I got a coffee, and now I'm maybe going to work out again. Okay, another fun one. This is a little cliche, but intensity is relative. So when I do a workout and when Timmy does the workout, I may do 10 rounds, he may do 15 rounds. But if we had a tired or intensity-o-meter, they both register 8, right? So we did not the same amounts because we're not the same person, but our intensities looked different. Now, the stimulus, did I hit what they're asking for at 10 or 8 and 10, and he did 8 and 10, whatever it was, right? I don't know what the workout was, but let's just say yes. So then the stimulus is being achieved, even though the intensity was different, because we're different bodies. And that's okay. You don't have to do somebody else's workout. The other interesting one, if you edited the workout to hit the stimulus, you're going to find the next workouts are actually easier to do. So it's not sending it every day. And that's just part of it. Sometimes, right, it's easier than you think. So if you aim at the stimulus, tomorrow is going to be a little bit easier than if you try to just go like crazy and you take an hour to do the workout. Okay, another fun cliche one. You don't PR your fitness by PRing every lift or every workout, right? So PRing your fitness, getting a personal record of your fitness. So the idea is I want to live well and effectively into my older age. What does that mean? You know, I want to be functional. I want to climb Stone Mountain. I want to be active with the grandkids. And that is by like you PR your fitness. That's what it's supposed to do. It's driving this idea, not I'm going to the games. That's a total different goal. And actually, in all honesty, if you're at my gym and your goal is to go to the CrossFit games, you're in the wrong gym. You are never going to get there here because my mindset is so far away from that the whole gym is going to push my way and never be your way. And you're never going to be satisfied with what we give you because you're aiming for the games. And that's just not going to happen, right? In all reality, it's probably not going to happen either. They take like 10 or 20 people, the fittest people in the world. If you have a job and a family, then you're not going. If you're older than like 30, you're not going. It's just, right? Now, on the other side, if you're into competitions because they're fun, hell yeah, we're doing one. We got the True Challenge coming. It's going to be awesome. That's different. Okay. I know we have a leaderboard and you're like, but Andy, the leaderboard says that's just for gamification. I really, if I could get rid of it and no one would care, that'd be great, but it's fun. So we keep it. But the leaderboard is not meant to be like, oh man, I'm going to hurt myself to get there. That's not what it's for. It's just to gamify it a bit. It's also to showcase, but the really thing is like, you know, how do I do with my friends? How can I push each other? How can I have fun with this? the leaderboard, actually, in some cases, if you pushed that hard, like you're not supposed to be there, but you went for it, that can leave you not coming in for the next couple days or a week or two. And that's worse. So the first goal is show up. The second is don't do anything stupid, right? It's not get a PR every day. That's nowhere in there, right? Showing up is king. I think I would throw it out there like this. Trust the process. So the last podcast I mentioned, even today, somebody said, what? We have a second bathroom. People don't care until they care. When I needed the second bathroom, I found it. It was right there. It was good. People don't understand the hack to CrossFit until they're like, Andy, could you program more lifting? I'm like, okay, let's talk about what we're trying to actually do in CrossFit. And then once they get it, they're like, well, damn, this is pretty awesome. I would encourage everyone to get their CrossFit level 1. You can do it online now, but it gives you so much insight in why we're doing what we do and why it works. And the magic behind the sauce is actually, there's my car. I have to put you on pause. And it wasn't my car. We had a slight fender bender, so we have a car in the shop, and they keep trying to call me to tell me stuff, but I never pick up my phone, and I saw it ringing. Anyway, the ultimate hack to everything we do is show up, eat smart, and try to hit the intended stimulus. That's it. That is the ultimate hack. If it didn't work, how can I be 52 and still one of the fittest guys around? Now, there are fitter people. I'm just saying, holy crap, I'm 52 and I'm usually doing pretty good in these workouts, right? Yes, I know strength is my weakness. But when I walk into a room of 52-year-olds, I am the fittest, most healthiest person around. And what do? Just this. I am living proof. And I'm not doing anything unique. What I'm trying to say is you could do this too. You literally just have to show up, aim for the intended stimulus, and this works. It's insane. It's the ultimate hack to health and fitness that I have ever found. I would challenge you guys. Aim for the stimulus. Yes, look at the workout. Look at RX, look at intermediate. It's nice to be able to log it, but change it if you need to. That's more important. And hit the intended stimulus. If you're listening and you're in my gym and you try this, let me know how it goes after a month. Man, I mean, maybe even longer, maybe 2 months, right? It takes some time, but I promise you, this is why it works. I don't even do any of the accessory work that we put up there. I don't do that stuff. I literally just do the workout and then I roll out and stretch. But I go for the intended stimulus. That's it. Do you want to be like me? Man, I don't know. I'm working on many things, but I think in terms of health and fitness, maybe the answer is yes. So you stack 20 years of doing this, it works. What do your joints look like after 20 years of CrossFit? Pretty damn good. My joints are awesome, but I do take some time to help them out. So I roll, I have mobility and all that stuff, right? I squat below parallel. I don't lift very crazy ass heavy. I don't lift heavy enough to ruin the range of motion. I keep the range of motion solid. When I do a push-up, my chest touches the ground. When I do a pull-up, my chin goes over the bar. When I do a deadlift, I stand straight up, right? All that stuff. When I do a squat, I'm below parallel on the downside and I stand fully up on the upside. I go for the intended stimulus. I hit the range of motion. And I try not to do anything stupid, right? And it works. It literally works. It's the biggest hack in health and fitness that I have ever found. Okay, that is the intended stimulus. Let me see if there's anything else I wanted to tell you. I guess I would tell you this. Evan hadn't worked out in probably 2 years because of that whole Crohn's thing that he was dealing with. He started going to CrossFit up at UGA, CrossFit Liberate or Liberate or something like that. And we went skiing after 3 months of CrossFit. The family went skiing and he was totally fine. He was not the person going, let's take a break. After not working out for 2 years and having a body that did not like energy because it couldn't eat, he fixed all that, hard work on his part. And then he showed up at the gym and he's like, Dad, here's the workout. What should I be doing? I'm like, well, what's the intended stimulus? He's like, this. I'm like, well, it's day one. How about go for half of the intended stimulus? He's like, okay, that's a good idea. For this first month, he just shot for half-assing it. His half-ass grew such that he could full-ass it. And he's like, yeah, this is working pretty good. Man, it's the biggest no-brainer in the history of no-brainers. It's the Best invention since sliced bread. Well, I don't eat bread, so maybe that's not a great example. This stuff works. Guys, aim for the intended stimulus. If you need help, you know where to find me. My phone number and my email address is all over our website. Call me. Actually, I probably won't pick up the phone. Text me, email me. That's probably the best. And I am here to help. Y'all take care.